Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to AADL TV. My name is Lucy and today I am going to show you how to make some really simple paper boxes like this. All you need to make these is just paper, any paper that you have around, and a pair of scissors. If you have things to decorate your paper with, if you have stamps, I have some stamps here. It's a little squirrel. Stamp and ink pads. If you have stickers, you could use those. I have some markers here. So anything that you have around your house that you would want to decorate a piece of paper with, you could use that. You could also use scrapbook paper if you had that. That would already be a nice decorative top or bottom for a box. You could use, I made a box out of, this is just a page from a magazine, so you could use that as your piece of paper. So anything that you have around, and I will show you how to get started making these boxes. So I'm going to start with a rectangular piece of paper because I'm thinking that what most people have around is probably something, a piece of scrap paper out of my printer. So something like that is a rectangle. You're going to want to turn this into a square because we start the boxes with a square piece of paper. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is fold the corner of the rectangle up to meet the edge of the paper like that. See how I did that there? Okay, now I'm going to cut off this bottom piece of the rectangle. That will give you a nice square piece of paper to start with. You can also use any size piece of paper to make these boxes. If you had a bigger piece around, obviously you can make a bigger piece. You can make tiny little boxes if you cut small squares out of paper. You just want to make sure that you are starting with a square. So now you have a square piece of paper, and this one already has one fold down it this way. So we're going to make another fold through the middle by folding the paper into a triangle the other way. Like that. You can go ahead and unfold these. So you'll have two lines running through your paper, and you're going to want to put your paper down and then fold up each corner of the paper to meet the middle. So I'm going to fold this corner up like that. Okay, so we have all four corners of the paper folded up. Now we're going to actually unfold those and make a few new folds. What we're doing is we're trying to get all the lines in the paper where we're going to fold the box up so that it folds really nice and easily when we're ready to put it together. So now we're going to take the corner of the paper and fold it all the way up to this line that we made by folding those first corners down. So I'll fold this corner up like that. And then I'm going to do that with each corner, but obviously I'll have to unfold them as I go along. So unfold that one, fold the next one up. And then unfold it. Again, all the way up to meet that first line that we made. One more time. So now our paper has a few more folds in it. We have one more set of folds to make, which is also going to involve folding each corner up. This time we're going to fold it up to this corner, just up to this first line. So that's going to look like this. So I'm going to do that with each corner. like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and unfold those. So now this paper with all these lines in it is ready to turn into a box. First we have to make 4 cuts in the paper. And we're gonna make those cuts on these lines right here. 1 right there, 1 right there. And then on the opposite side, sorry, that's my dog, up there and right here. So just from the edge of the paper up to sort of, you see this box in the middle, sort of to the corner there. So let me show you. So this is the first of those cuts. We do the other right over here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So down here. Like that. Okay, so now in order to turn this flat piece of paper into a box shape like that, what we are going to do is first make the sides with the corners that don't have the cuts on them. So you're going to take that corner and fold it to meet the middle of the paper. Like that. And then you're going to do that on the other side. That folds right in there to meet the middle. And now you're going to take this side here and fold it up. That's going to be the edge of your box. So kind of really creasing it there. So it will just stand up like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side to make the other edge. Like that. So now you have 2 sides of your box. And then you're going to take the flaps that you made the cuts on, and those are going to become the edges. So you'll have these pieces right here that you're going to want to fold in. So one like that and one like that. And if they're not staying, you can kind of make an extra fold in that corner. So they kind of sit there like that. And then you're going to take this flap and start to bring it up over those pieces. So pull it up like this. And then fold it down over those 2 edges. And then you can kind of make that crease in there so that that little flap just sits nicely in there. You don't need any glue or anything. So I'll do that again on the other side. I'm going to take these 2 pieces and fold them up. And then take this edge and fold it over. Crease it down like that. And there you have a little box made out of paper. And you could leave it just like this without a top. This would be great for just holding little things in. Like I could put some of these stamps in that I had. You know, just leave it on my desk to hold some things. Or if I wanted to, I could go ahead and make another box and use that as the top. And that way it could be a little gift box or something that keeps something a little bit more covered up. So in order to make the top, you're going to do the exact same thing again. And it's going to be the same size, so when you're putting them together, there will be a little bit of deciding which piece fits on top of the other better. You might have to kind of play with one more than the other. So to make the top of this box, what I'm going to use this time is coloring sheet that I printed out because I just want to show you how many different things you could use to make your box. And then you could even color this in ahead of time so you'd have a really pretty decorative top to your box, or you could use it like this, keep it uncolored, or you could color it later. So that would be kind of a fun thing to do. So I'm going to start with this piece of paper again and turn it into a square. So in order to do that, and I want this to be the outside of the box, so I'm going to keep that face down while I'm working on it. So I'm folding that corner up to meet the edge of the paper in order to get a fold like this. Then I can cut off this edge and that will leave me with this square piece of paper. Okay, so now I have a square here and this little scrap, which would actually make a great bookmark that you could color in. So I'm going to keep that over there for later. Okay, so I have my square piece of paper with one fold in it. This is what I want the outside of the box to be. So I'm going to keep that down on the table and have the inside facing me. And I'm going to fold it the other way. Like that. So then we have two folds going through the paper. So now I want to start by folding each corner up to this middle section. Exactly the same thing we did before, because the top and the bottom of this box are exactly the same. Like this. And then I will go ahead and unfold each one of those. So that gave me the first set of folds there. And now I'm going to take each corner and fold it all the way up to this line that I just made with that initial fold. So I'm going to fold that first corner up like that. And then I have to unfold that to keep going with the other three. Like that. Okay, so now we have that second set of folds in there. We have one more to make, which is going to involve taking each corner and folding it up to this line right here, that first line. So just a little corner up like this. And I don't have to unfold each one of these as I go because they don't overlap. So those corners are folded in like that. And then I'm going to unfold those. And now we're going to make our two sets of cuts on these lines right here. One here, one here, one here, and one here. And if you are having trouble seeing your folds, or you just want to be extra sure of where you're cutting, you could trace any of these folded lines with a pencil. If it helped you to use a straight edge, you could even use that scrap of paper that you cut off before. Kind of line it up there on the edge. And then just use a pencil to trace that line. But I can see these pretty well. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut two cuts on this end. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Down here. here. Now these two corners are going to be the first sides that I make. So I'm going to put the box down, again with the outside on the table. I'm going to fold one corner up, not on the cut edge, but on the other edge to meet the middle, like that. And this, I'm going to keep it there. I'm not going to unfold it this time. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, like that. And then I'm going to make the edges come up on the side of this box by just folding this here. And actually, if I lie it down and really kind of crease it, like that, it's going to stand up a little more nicely. So again, with this triangle still down, I'm going to fold this edge up. Okay, so now that box has two sides, and we just need to make the ends by folding these cut flaps in. You can kind of hold them there, and then take this end and fold it up, and then over. And then if you kind of put your finger in there and really crease along there, that's just going to stay down like that. You don't need any glue. I'll do that again on the other side. So folding down those two flaps, and then this end piece comes up and over to the inside. And then kind of crease that down there like that. Ta-da! We have the other side of the box. And that's really cute because it has that little squirrel on it and some of those plants. So it would be fun to color. If you fold it up with a coloring page and you decide, oh, I do want to color it, but it's going to be hard to color like this, you could actually unfold it. All those folds will still be there and you'll remember how to fold it back up. So I have the two pieces that I made. And if I want this one to be on top, I might just have to squeeze the bottom one a little bit to get it to fit inside. But it still closes up really nicely. The paper is flexible enough for it to do that. And this would be a really nice way to give a gift to somebody because you will have made the whole package that you're giving them. If you really, really want the bottom to be smaller than the top, you could take your first square that you're going to make your box out of, and you could take your second piece before you fold this and just make it a tiny, tiny bit smaller. But you don't really need to do that. I think you'll find that one of them is always going to fit inside the other. So that is how you can make a paper box, which is really fun. And there are lots of different ways, as I said before, that you can decorate them. Lots of different papers you could use. Again, you could just use, if you have old magazines lying around, that's all this is a magazine page. And that was really easy to fold because it was so nice and thin. I decorated this box with stamps. I had a heart stamp, but then when I wanted to make all these little polka dots, I actually just used a pencil eraser. And I dipped it in the ink, and then I stamped it all around. So there's really a lot of different ways that you could decorate your box, or you could just leave it plain. But they're really easy to make, and all you need is paper and scissors. So if you have those things lying around, I hope that you give this a try. Thank you for watching me today, and please tune in to lots more AADL TV. We have story times every weekday morning and lots of other programming going on. Thanks.